Varsity Hockey Senior Day game against Mount St. Charles. Today, we honor the seniors in BB&N's class of 2026 who have dedicated so much of their time, leadership, and skill to the program. First, we'd like to recognize our senior team manager, a 2-year manager from Winchester, meeting his parents Ryan and Sarah and his sisters Bella and Sloan, Jack Comas. Now let's meet the senior players in alphabetical order. A 4-year player and 2-year captain from Marblehead, meeting his parents Steve and Kristen, his brother Tim, and his grandmother Diane. On defense, number 4, Ryan Clay. A 4-year player from Saugus, meeting his parents Scott and Christina, his sister Chloe, and his brother Brody. On defense, number 17, Scott Crabtree. A 4-year player and captain from Wakefield, meeting his parents Jamie and Colette and his sister Annabella. At forward, number 20, James Ferreira. A 4-year player from Arlington, meeting his parents Chris and Pauline and his sister Anandi. In goal, number 35, James Potter. A 3-year player and captain from Burlington, beating his parents Don and Kim. At forward, number 9, Alex Robbins. stepmom Annie, his brother Kevin, and his sister Emma. At forward, number 3, Ben Romer. Let's say thank you one more time to the BB&N class of 2026.
Good afternoon and welcome inside the Nicholas Athletic Center on the campus of Buckingham Brown and Nichols in Cambridge, Massachusetts. It is Senior Day, and today we celebrate the 6 seniors playing on the Buckingham Brown and Nichols varsity hockey team. Glad you could be with us this afternoon. I'm Steve Clay, and yes, we don't often break the fourth wall, but yes, my kid, one of the ones out there being celebrated in the pregame, and awfully, awfully proud. We'll talk about all 6 seniors as we go through the day. The opponent this afternoon, the Mounties from Mount St. Charles down in Rhode Island. The Mounties in their second year with a prep program. They're playing in the knapsack. They, of course, Mount St. Charles, of course, famous for their academy team, which has sent multiple players to the NHL, one of the most storied programs in hockey history. So this is not their academy team. They have a prep team, which for the past couple of years has competed in the knapsack, and that's the team that the Knights are facing this afternoon. Once again, just joining us, we honored our 6 seniors players and our 1 senior captain before the game. Jack Comas was the senior captain, 2-year captain from Winchester. 2-year manager, 2-year manager for Winchester. We appreciate all that Jack has done for the team and the 6 seniors. And we will see what head coach Kason Homan does for the opening puck drop, whether he puts them all out there. It does line up well. It's a forward line, it's 2 defensemen, and it's a goalie. Those are the 6 seniors for BB&N this year. Forwards, Alex Robbins, captain from Burlington. Forward, Ben Romer, a captain from Rockland. Forward, James Ferreira, a captain from Wakefield. On defense, we've got Scott Crabtree from Saugus, and he is paired with 2-year captain Ryan Clay from Marblehead, and James Potter from Arlington in the net for the Knights. So Crabtree and Clay have been the top D pair pretty much all year for Kason Homan and Ed Bourget. We'll see what he does with the forward lines as we get ready to start a little Friday afternoon hockey, early evening. Snow outside, but festive inside as big crowd is gathered for Senior Day. BB&N comes into the game 11-13-0. They have had 2 sort of sober, sort of cold water in the face games. Their last 2 games against Belmont Hill and Noble and Greeno. But before that, they had won 5 out of 6 and had pulled to within 500 on the year. 11-13-11. They were 11-11-0. And from where this team has come, it's been, even to now, it's been a really impressive season for the Knights. It is, in fact, going to be the seniors to start things off up front for the Knights. It'll be Ben Romer. He'll take the draw for the Knights, and we are underway. Ethan Figueredo on the draw for Mount St. Charles, and now he gets the puck. Comes in on Clay. Clay gets a stick on it and sends it up into the netting. And we have our first whistle just 9 seconds into the game. Figueredo is out there with Carter Balducci and Oliver Haynes on the front line. And off the draw, it's poked away by Clay, dumped back into the corner by Mount St. Charles. Crabtree plays it aside. Robbins trying to pick it up. Now Romer will play it all the way around. It'll come to the far side boards. Ferreira will pick it up, but he'll leave it back for Clay. Clay with an angled bounce pass to Crabtree. Crabtree works it all the way up to the Mounties blue line, but can't get it out. Mount St. Charles dumps it back in, and it'll be worked around again. Clay plays it up, but not out. It's stolen, moved in, the pass right at the goal mouth, but Clay with good D there. Now the puck comes back in, and Clay will be able to work it out as Mount St. Charles is going to change. Clay brings it up. He gets to the red line, and he will dump it deep, and BB&N will get their first change of the day. It'll be Jack Williams. Now we'll see the underclassmen for BB&N as Bear Tang is out with Barone and Williams. Now a chance right in front, but Ferreira can't handle it, throws it in front. Tucker Hartman will skate it off for BB&N. He'll shovel it up, and Bear Tang will take it. Nice backhanded pass in deep into the corner by Hunter Barone. Tiger Tang with it at center ice. He'll just dump it in deep. His twin brother Bear will chase. Back to get it is Aiden Quinn for the Mounties. And now the pass comes out to Jordan Paloff. Paloff, blocker save by Potter, and it goes out of play. A brief shift momentarily for now the line of Max Carvalho along with Liam Walker and Jack Dalio. Dalio will win the draw. Walker with it, can't quite work it out. Back into the zone, Scott Crabtree with it. Knights without junior Cam Roof today. He is sick. Back to Clay. Clay looks, nice pass to Dalio. Dalio for Walker. Walker tries to get it in front. Comes to the right point where Crabtree keeps it in. Comes all the way around. Walker. Some sustained pressure by the Knights here. And this one is worked out to center ice. Icing is waved off. Clay will chase it down, and Potter will get it as there's a tangle with Clay and Nico Montano Rodriguez of Mount St. Charles. Potter's able to cover it up for the faceoff. 15:32 left to go in the first. No score here in the early going. It'll be Nolan Hartman out for the draw against Figueredo. Figueredo wins it back to the point. They get it in deep. Trying to get it in the slot for Balducci. Balducci still controls, now turns it around, but it's taken and out of the zone. Recovered by James Ferreira. He tries to chip it off the glass, but there's one problem. There's no glass there. So it went up and into the Mount St. Charles bench, and we've got a whistle with 15:15 left to go in the first period. After the seniors all started, Coach Homan has gone back to his normal lines. This is Nolan Hartman in between Robbins and Ferreira off the break. It's a nice recovery by Tucker Hartman. He gets it to his brother Nolan. They dump it in deep. Robbins is in for it. Nolan Hartman is there. They get it, try and get it back to the point, but now it's quickly out and a chance for Oliver Haynes. Haynes comes in, tries to go across the goal mouth, but a nice defensive play on the back check by Nolan Hartman, breaking that one up. Robbins comes the other way, has it, shoots off the glove and over the net. This is Gabriel McHugh in net for Mount St. Charles. Battle in the corner now behind the Mount St. Charles net for it. Dalio keeps up the forecheck, but the Mountie is able to get it out and come all the way across to Balducci. Balducci with the shot. James Potter with the save. Balducci still controls. This one is in on Potter, and Potter calmly hangs onto it for the faceoff with 14:19 left to go in the first. Potter recovered from his illness. He missed Wednesday's game against Nobles, and he was missed in that one as off the draw, BB&N able to work it around. Romer will flip it out to center ice. Walker can't come up with the puck, comes all the way back down in. Ryan Clay chases it. He'll play it calmly over to Scott Crabtree. Crabtree tries to go up the sideboards but can't. This one comes back out in front, and it's taken by Romer. He'll go back behind his own net. Romer will start it out. Gets the pass off to Walker. Walker over the blue line. He holds. Tries to hit Crabtree in the middle of the ice. Crabtree has to just deflect it into the corner. Battle for it along the left wing corner boards and half boards, and now it's sent all the way around. Clay comes in, though. He'll play it toward the net. McHugh is able to just stick it aside. Now Walker with a shot. That hits a stick going through. And this one comes up and out of play for stoppage. With 13:24 left to go in the first, and I realized I still have pregame. It was a long, fun, exciting pregame, but it is no longer the pregame. We are well into the first period. Hunter Barone set to take the draw against Paloff. Sorry, that's Michael Tober on the draw for Mount St. Charles. BB&N comes out with it. Barone can't get the puck into a shooting position, and now 2-on-2 shot and a glove save by Potter as a good opportunity there. That was Ferreira on the shot for Mount St. Charles. Good chances on both ends so far in this one. Probably a little bit of a zone time advantage for Mount St. Charles in the early going as BB&N tries to get their feet under them as they have just celebrated their senior day before the game. Now, BB&N can't work it out. Barone gives it to Jack Williams. Williams will circle in his own net. He'll play it up to Bear Tang. Now it comes back. Barone will just bank it around. Hartman, Tucker to Tiger Tang, and now Bear chips it forward. Williams can't grab it. And it's back in the Mount St. Charles zone. Here comes a rush. Shot is blocked. I think that was Hartman with the block. Tucker Hartman. Now Romer battles in the corner with Rodriguez. Hartman comes out with it. Stops, he'll go the other way. Bresler tries to come over to Driscoll as that fourth line out for BB&N now. Driscoll is knocked off the puck rather forcefully, but it comes right out into the slot, and Romer chips it in deep again. Driscoll and Bresler will chase it. Now Romer will chase. Crabtree comes in to pinch, and they just can't quite keep it in. Bresler with it. He'll come back to Romer. Tries to come right back to Bresler. Now Clay will pick it up. Has it poked away from him, but goes right to Scott Crabtree. Crabtree can't get it out. Chance comes into the middle, but the pass was too high. Couldn't be handled by Mount St. Charles. Now it is taken away, and James Ferreira with it, and he starts with speed. He's got Robbins with him. They're just onside. But Mount St. Charles able to get it, and this one is grabbed by Ferreira briefly, but now taken back over by Brady Lacaille. And now for BB&N, Robbins with it. Robbins around to Clay. Clay plays it to Ferreira. Ferreira will hold. Telegraphed the pass and had it stolen. Clay with the hip check attempt, and that's going to be a penalty on BB&N. Carter Balducci got some speed, managed to get around Clay. Clay stuck out the hip, and the ruling was he got more leg than hip. So it'll be Ryan Clay to the box for 2 minutes, and BB&N will go on the penalty kill with 10:34 left to go in the first. Dalio, Barone, Williams and Crabtree to kill the penalty for BB&N, but the draw is won by Mount St. Charles. Back to the left point, Lamech gets it on the half boards to Cameron Reed. Reed back to Lamech. Lamech walks the blue line, now comes back. BB&N keeping everything the perimeter so far. Back for a shot. This one's blocked by Dalio, and Dalio's going to be able to get it out. And now Barone is going to chase at full speed. He's going to be able to win that battle, pick up the puck, and can't quite come up with it, but it's a good forecheck on the penalty kill that takes a few seconds off as BB&N able to change behind that. Now this pass is going to come to Tiger Tang. He's going to come across. That actually wound up being a nice pass to Walker. Walker gets it in. Ferreira will chase into the corner. And now BB&N will drop back with a minute left on the power play for Mount St. Charles. Now with speed, it's Tober. Has the puck, but now tries to leave it behind, and it gets cleared out by Walker all the way down into the BB&N end, the Mount St. Charles end. The Mounties come back out. Pass in the middle doesn't connect. Robbins will pick it up behind his own net. He'll keep chasing it. But they manage to work it back to the point. And now some passing and a shot. Potter is square to it. Makes a nice save. And this one, Robbins able to get a stick on it and send it out to center ice. 16 seconds left to go on the power play, and it'll be brought back in by Balducci. Gets it in on Potter, and Potter will just cover up for the faceoff with 9 seconds left to go on the shorthanded situation for BB&N. A couple of good opportunities, one from the left dot, and James Potter moved over nicely and saw it all the way, made the save to keep this a 0-0 game here on Senior Day for BB&N. BB&N trying to take a little bit of that momentum from the pregame ceremony, but it has taken them a little bit of time to get to their game this afternoon. While the penalty is running down, this one comes in on Potter. It's scrambles, but now the long pass ahead just can't connect with Clay. There's no icing, but Clay out of the box will pick it up behind the net, gets it right out in front for an opportunity. And now Clay will move back as it's turned over at center ice. Jack Williams comes back in with it, tries the flip. And now the long pass around. Williams will keep it in. Romer is down there. Ferreira's right out in front. Romer with it behind the net. Tries the backhanded pass, and it almost dribbles in, as I'm not sure Gabriel McHugh at first knew exactly where it was, and it trickled toward the goal line, but McHugh able to pounce on it with 7:56 left to go in the first period. Still no score. Barone to take the draw. He's got Bear Tang on his left and Liam Walker on his right. Now we'll have a change in the faceoff circle, and this will be Tober to take the draw. Now it comes back just outside the line. Tucker Hartman will give it back to Crabtree. Crabtree will get it in deep. Liam Walker is there first, but the puck was still bouncing and kind of bounced over his stick. Now it's taken away by Barone. Barone fights for it, comes up with it, and is taken down. No call either direction, and back through center ice. And this one winds up coming back down further into the BB&N zone. Tucker Hartman battles for it, but it's taken over by Mount St. Charles. Comes right out in front with a nice backhanded pass there from Rodriguez, but now Crabtree able to get it over. Walker with it. He can't hit Hartman, breaking the zone, but now Walker tries to get out with some speed, but Mount St. Charles keeps it in. Crabtree makes a nice little move behind his back, and now we'll work it out. Walker able to play it across. Hartman loses it, but it's now cleared out. Now this is Hunter Barone with it. He gets the line, tries to flip it through, and they score! It's Bear Tang with the goal! on a nifty pass from Hunter Barone. BB&N with the goal. They lead 1-0. For Bear Tang, that's his 4th of the year with 6:46 left to go in the first period. And BB&N on senior day takes the early lead. Just a dandy combination. Barone pulled up, got to the blue line and waited to see what was going on in front of him. And what was going on in front of him was Bear Tang wide open, and Tang found the far side of the net for his 4th goal of the year. Now the Mounties try and come back with some speed. This is Reed, tries to leave it back to the point, but it goes back out to center ice as Mount St. Charles comes back and tags up. Mounties regain possession. This one goes off Ryan Clay's foot. Robbins can't gather it, and now a chance in the slot. The shot, and Potter is square once again for the shot. I believe Ferreira was there and Reed was there, but Potter was set. So BB&N, after seeing a lot of the action in their own zone in the first period, gets out on top with the goal. Nifty pass from Hunter Barone to Bear Tang, and this one is cleared out. And another souvenir on senior day. Plenty of souvenirs for this good-sized crowd, getting out of the snow on a Friday afternoon and coming to support the boys varsity hockey team. And if that's Jack Combs playing foreigner here in the rink at BB&N, it is usually the case. This is one of your colder rinks. Day in and day out. Off the draw, it's Crabtree with the puck. He'll rush it up. They do get it out to center ice. Chipped up by Dalio. He'll chase after it. This one comes across, though. Robbins can't quite gather it. It comes back out, and Crabtree will play it. Crabtree takes it behind his own net. Only played a little bit against Nobles with a hip flexor issue, but he's back today, of course, for senior day. Robbins takes it into the zone, has it taken away, and quickly the other way. The Mounties come back. They gain the line. Haynes gives it over. They'll work it all the way around. This is Salvatore Hinault. Tries to put it through. Back toward the point. Neither team can really grab it. It does slither outside the zone. And now taken back again, and a chance for Balducci. Tries to go around a couple of BB&N defenders, but now this one is chipped up and out, and that will allow a change for BB&N. Hinault starts, but is intercepted by Ferreira. Ferreira, though, is forcibly separated from the puck by Figueredo. Chance out in front, though, and now a chance coming the other way as some nifty move, and finally at the last minute knocked away. This one's back in toward the net. Clay kicks it away with a skate. Barone will work it all the way around to Clay. Clay picks it up. Runs into trouble, though, on the boards and is able to flip it forward. Cannot get it out now. Second effort gets it out to center ice with 4:11 left to play. This one's dumped back in. No icing. Tiger Tang will chase it as BB&N changes, and Ben Romer, the senior captain, will bring it out of his own zone. He's through center ice. He's over the blue line into the right wing corner. Ridden off the puck. This one comes right out in front of McHugh, though. Behind the net, it's Williams. Williams gets it down to Romer. Romer looks. He'll come back to the point. Hartman will get it back in toward the corner, but it's taken over by Mount St. Charles and back out to center ice. Crabtree will get it in deep. BB&N will half tag up and half change with 3:30 left to go in the first. Now this is stolen by Dalio. Dalio makes a move, shoots. Don't know if that got through to McHugh. He put the glove down to make the save, but it Went off into the corner. Now coming the other way is Ferreira, but it is taken over by the combo of Tucker Hartman and Scott Crabtree. Crabtree with some speed gets it into the corner. He'll chase it himself. Now he'll work it all the way around. Dalio will hold. He is leveled. And behind the play, we've got a whistle, and we're going to have a call on that. Brady Lacaille just leveled Dalio. And they're going to call a cross check on that. BB&N will go to the power play with 2:57 left to go in the first. So already leading 1-0, a chance to lead, a chance to extend by a little bit more. As it'll be Dalio to take the draw. He's got Jack Williams and Barone on either side of him. Tiger Tang is at one point. Ben Romer is at the other. It's one right in on McHugh, and he'll just freeze it. This one is cleared all the way down. And BB&N will start the power play rush from behind their own net. Tiger Tang will leave it for Barone. Barone gets to the red line, fakes dumping it deep and just takes it in. Has possession in the corner. Now we'll work it around to Romer, who had pinched way down. Romer tries to come out, and now here's a chance. 2-on-0 for Mount St. Charles, shorthanded, and they tic-tac-toe, and they score. It's going to be Carter Balducci who winds up with the goal on the tic-tac-toe play from Figueredo, and shorthanded Mount St. Charles ties it up. 2:23 left to go in the first period, and still 1:26 left to go on the power play for BB&N, but they are tied up at 1. Now the second power play unit on for BB&N. Crabtree gets it to Robbins. Robbins will take it in, chase it into the corner. They overload the puck. Robbins comes out with it. Now kind of lost it in the referee down there, but Mount St. Charles able to make a good play on it, and Ferreira able to get it down. Crabtree behind his own net. He'll take it out in front. This one comes to Walker. Walker has the blue line, holds, comes the shot, and there's a rebound and a score! It's Ryan Clay on senior day! It hit the post, and Ryan Clay was there for the goal, his 4th of the year, and it's 2-1 on the power play. 1:43 left to go in the period. Clay on the power play from Ferreira. Clay's 4th goal of the year. They put him in front on the second power play unit because he's 6'4". And this time the hand's able to go to work and pick up that rebound and deposit it in the net to give BB&N the 2-1 lead. So the two seniors combining on senior day. And now quickly off the draw, some bumping as Mount St. Charles takes it into the BB&N zone. Now it's worked away by Barone. Barone nicely to Romer. Romer tries to go back to Barone. Barone's kind of impeded, and we're going to have another penalty on Mount St. Charles. BB&N trying to get the extra attacker on, and they'll have to now do it from outside the zone. Comes back to Crabtree. And BB&N still trying to work it out. Delayed penalty. And so now this is going to come all the way down and be touched up with 53 seconds left to go. So BB&N will go back to the power play after scoring a power play goal the last time out. And what happens? Power play unit 2 comes right back out. It'll be a slash on Hinault. And that will send BB&N to the power play. 53 seconds left to go in the first period. Goals for BB&N from Tiger Tang and Ryan Clay here in the first period. Crabtree tries to get it through. It hits a couple of bodies going through. That wasn't a hard shot, but it was kind of a seeing eye opportunity for BB&N. BB&N trying to get it in front. Robbins. And now Mount St. Charles just going to loop it out. 30 seconds left to go in the period. Potter is way out to play it. He'll leave it for Crabtree. Crabtree will leave it for Walker. Walker makes a nice move, and he'll head out with it. They try and go all the way up to Clay at the blue line, but they come back down to Potter. 15 seconds left to go in the period now, and enough time for one more rush for BB&N. Crabtree with it. Walker will get it in. No, he won't. Well, he gets it in, but not legally, as they call offside with 3 seconds left to go. So BB&N will most likely carry over a power play into the second period, as we'll play the last 3 seconds of the period here. Walker to take the draw against Figueredo, and it's one back to Crabtree, and that is the end of the first period of play. On senior day, was the underclassmen getting involved in the first goal, with Bear Tang scoring from Hunter Barone. But again, on senior day, the second goal was the two seniors combining, Ryan Clay from James Ferreira for Mount St. Charles. They got their goal in the middle from Carter Balducci. That was actually shorthanded on that same penalty. But BB&N able to come back and get the goal. So we're through one period of play. BB&N will have a 1 minute and 8 second power play when we begin the second. And until then, we will see you for the second period. welcome back to the Nicholas Athletic Center on the campus of BB&N. It's senior day at BB&N, and the Knights holding a 2-1 lead after the first period. Goals in the first period for BB&N from Bear Tang, his fourth of the year, and senior Ryan Clay, his fourth of the year on the power play. Clay's goal assisted by James Ferreira, and second assist on that given to Alex Robbins. So the three seniors combining for the power play goal. As we get ready to start the second period, 1 minute and 8 seconds of power play for BB&N, as they start with Scott Crabtree taking it behind his own net. He'll leave it behind for Barone. Barone able to get around Figueredo, takes it into the zone, shoots, it's blocked. Taken by Balducci, and Balducci able to whip it around and out. Balducci with the goal for Mount St. Charles. And he definitely a going concern for the Mounties in the first period. Crabtree brings it through center ice. He drops it over to Romer. Romer tries to get it in deeper, but it's blocked and sent all the way out. It'll come down close to Potter. Potter will direct it aside. Still 20 seconds left to go on the power play. Barone fakes the dump in and will take it in himself. Now he passes it, trying to maybe look for Ben Romer cutting in, but it is dumped all the way down. Forecheck by Marcotte. And now we are back to 5 aside as it's whipped around to Clay. Clay comes all the way out, tape to Robbins. Robbins breaks down, tries to get it out in front. Nolan Hartman with it behind the net. Hartman trying to play it back around. Now Jack Williams will just dump it back down in deep, where it's taken by Aiden Quinn. They can't get it out, but now it's turned over in a 2-on-1. This is Ferreira with it. Clay is back. Clay with the dive. They do get it across, and Mount St. Charles scores. It's going to be Oliver Haynes on the goal for Mount St. Charles. As it was a 2-on-1, Clay was back. He tried to dive to stop it, and somehow the puck got through him. So it's Haynes with the goal for Mount St. Charles, and we're tied up at 2, 16-12 left to go in the second. BB&N goes back to work. James Ferreira dumps it in deep, chased by Lemec. Lemec with the big hit. He's down, and now the whistle blows behind the play. There's a big collision, and Lemec is slow to get up. As I believe it was a collision with James Ferreira. And Lemec kind of went awkwardly into the boards. Looks like he is, as they say, he's leaking a little bit. So it's always a little bit confusing when Eric Kress, the BB&N trainer, comes out in a situation like this, because he does come out via the BB&N penalty box. So the penalty box door is open, but I believe that's where Eric came out in the first place. So I do not believe there is a call. We will continue to play 5 aside, and we'll go back to work, back to the point. Tucker Hartman gets it deep into the corner, but now Mount St. Charles will turn it away. But now Clay with it at center ice. He'll dump it back in, and BB&N will chase. Jack Devlin gets it around, but it's taken over. Robbins tries to get it in front, keeps handling it and manages to get it to Nolan Hartman for a shot. Mount St. Charles is trying to claim it was a hand pass, but believe it was the stick of Robbins that managed to continue in that play and keep it alive and get it to Nolan Hartman for a shot. As both teams will change, Jack Dalio will take the faceoff against Figueredo. This one comes back and hops over Scott Crabtree's stick. He'll chase it down into his own zone, tries to leave it behind, and there's a shot, quick save by Potter, as it was a good forecheck there by Balducci, who came right in. Crabtree tried to just bank the puck up the boards to Liam Walker, but Balducci beat Walker to the spot. 2-2 game, 15:24 left in the second. Off the faceoff, it comes for a point shot from the point that is wide. Now comes all the way back out to center ice. Dalio picks it up with speed, looking for help, trying to get it back. Romer tries to make the play. Now Williams will clear it in. BB&N has to tag up. They're still claiming it's off and that Liam Walker did not clear the zone. So faceoff will come back outside the BB&N zone. BB&N took the 2-1 lead into the second period, but Mount St. Charles has been pesky. They've played some comparable teams that BB&N has played, and they've played them pretty close this year. They did lose the other day to Austin Prep, who BB&N has beat twice. They've also beaten NYA, and I think a loss to the Hill School. BB&N has beaten Hill. Now around it's Walker, comes all the way out. Romer will pick it up in stride. He's got Dalio in the middle. Tries to look, and that one hits the mask of McHugh. Don't know if that got tipped. Now long pass, good D by Jack Williams as Balducci was breaking, and the puck sent back all the way into the zone. Now here's a steal by Barone. Barone tries to just get it deep. He's got Bear Tang and Williams there, and behind the play, we're going to have a penalty for a trip. So BB&N will go to the penalty kill once again. It'll be Bear Tang to the box. 2 minutes for tripping. And in a tie game, the BB&N penalty kill is going to have to come up big. It'll be Clay, Jack Williams, Ferreira, and Hunter Barone on the kill for BB&N. Salvatore Hinault will take the draw for Mount St. Charles. One by BB&N into the corner, but they can't come up with it. Goes back to the point, moving in for a play right down low, and Clay able to take it off the stick, and then Williams able to clear it all the way down. That was a scary sequence for the BB&N defense. As now it's Balducci. He'll try and come all the way over to the other side, but Jack Williams will pick it up behind his own net. Now he'll actually fake taking it out. He'll come back again behind his own net and now clear it all the way out to center ice. Accomplished about the same as dumping it all the way down behind the Mount St. Charles net. Now the entry by the Mounties again. Williams with the pressure. Comes up with the puck, and this time he doesn't waste any time. He flips it all the way down, and with the long change, BB&N will change all 4 penalty killers. The long pass comes down and is tipped in by Devlin, except he gets a little too much air under it, and it goes into the netting, where it'll be stopped for a whistle. 56 seconds left to go on the penalty to Bear Tang. 13-13 left in the second. BB&N with 2 goals in the first, Mount St. Charles with 1 in each. That brings us to our 2-2 score. About 5 minutes into the second period of play. Barone will clear it all the way down. Robbins giving chase, though. And they're going to have to play it quickly. Now Ferreira trying to get on it, trying to put it right out in front. But Mount St. Charles comes up with it. They overskate it, though, in their own zone. And now they'll be able to pick it up. Great forecheck from Ferreira and Robbins. But Mounties break it into the zone. They'll stop. Reed comes back to the point. Now he'll get it back. He'll try and put it in towards the net. Barone able to clear it aside. But now it's lost behind the net. Robbins with it. And he'll just clear it out with 14 seconds left to go. Barone comes in, able to come up with the puck, takes it right to the net, and he scores! Hunter Barone, shorthanded, puts BB&N back on top, reminiscent of his OT goal at Groton. Took the puck out in front of the net, calmly waited for Gabriel McHugh to go down, and then tucked it under the crossbar. It's Barone with 12:22 left to go in the second. A shorthanded goal, and BB&N back up 3-2. Barone with the great forecheck was able to come up with the puck for Hunter Barone. That's his team leading 11th goal. Sorry, Jack Williams still has 12, but that's the 11th goal of the year for Hunter Barone. And now, oh boy. Now we're looking for something. Don't know if it's blood or they're looking for something behind the so not sure what that is, but we're whatever it is resolved.
Yeah, Mr. Magoo.
And we're back at center ice. Ready for the face-off. BB&N was back to, I'm going to have to check, we're going to have to check the timing of that goal. BB&N may have been back to full strength because they are now as of the penalty. Now, off the next play, chance out in front for Mount St. Charles, but goes awry, and Romer takes it back in. Walker kicks to the stick, gets it toward the net, but Mounties able to come away with it. Balducci able to get it down in deep, takes a weird bounce off the stanchion. BB&N, though, able to just flip it up and just out as Walker takes it. He'll get around the D, looking for somebody in the middle, comes back to Romer, but that's intercepted as well, too. And now it's Balducci. He's been a problem for BB&N today, leaves it back, but good back check by Dalio. And now Romer will take it behind his own net. Makes a nice play to get out to center ice. 3-on-3 for the Knights. Pass comes all the way across to Crabtree. Crabtree will settle it. Gets it through, but friendly fire. He hits Nolan Hartman. And now the other way is Aiden Quinn. He'll get it over to Thomas, Devlin Thomas. And that one's in deep. Kicked around. Robbins can't get to it, but he gets another opportunity. And this one now is finally out of the zone for BB&N. And now immediately back in. Tiger Tang will chase it behind his own net. Pass comes out, doesn't really hit anyone, goes back to center ice, and Graham Finney with it for Mount St. Charles. They try and come back up. No icing, so Potter will come out to play it. He'll play it over into the corner. It's kept in by Devlin Thomas. Now, good poke by Ferreira will get it all the way down, but a little too strong a poke, and it'll come all the way back down for icing into the BB&N end. So Hunter Barone with a shorthanded goal puts BB&N back on top in this one. This has been closely contested all night long as Potter still adjusting the mask as he'll have the faceoff to his right. Puck is won back through a screen of players, but it hits one of them and doesn't get all the way through. Now, Tiger Tang's lost his stick. He's just going to have to kick it over. Crabtree gets it out, and now it's out of the zone, and Tang will try and go for a change. Jack Williams comes back on. Williams playing D today, and this one's offside. Williams playing D today in the absence of Cam Roof. Roof has missed a couple of games with an illness. He's in the building, and believe me when I tell you, he could not skate today. He wanted more than anything to come and support his fellow teammates and his seniors on senior day, but he's not up for the game today. Now Barone with it through center ice. He'll pull up, looks for the trailer. Clay will get it toward the net. Bear Tang got a tip on it. Back to the point. Williams will cycle it back down around. Clay will be first to it. This one chipped up, kept in, and they're going to call that as offside as Bear Tang tried to grab it. He was hoping that the plane of the blue line went on a little bit of an angle, but it did not work that way. 9:30 left to go in the second period. Just a little bit over halfway through this game. BB&N with the 3-2 lead. Barone wins the draw back to Williams. Williams will chip it up. And this one comes back out to center ice now. Haynes breaks into the zone. Crabtree's lost his stick. Been an epidemic of that the last couple of shifts for BB&N. Now, Barone able to come out with it behind the net. He'll turn and try and bring it out, but then he has his stick broken. And not sure how many people on the ice still have sticks for BB&N, as now it comes back out to center ice. Carvalho was trying to go for it for BB&N. Now everybody's reaching out a stick, poking for it. Good play by Balducci to keep it alive. And again, the flip in front, there's a hit, and that's going to be a penalty as it's Romer from behind. And some extracurricular after the whistle, and it'll be Romer to the box. Mount St. Charles player was a little bit off the boards. And for Mount St. Charles, it's Brady Lacaille. He's up and skating off. 2 minutes on the board for Romer. So trailing 3-2. Mount St. Charles goes to the power play. BB&N will try and kill this one off. Barone, Dalio, Clay, and Ferreira. Clay with it. He'll come not out. Stopped at the point. St. Charles gets it in close, and Potter with the good glove. And some digging at Potter afterwards. And no one's going to tolerate that on either end of the ice, frankly. But Clay is there to make sure his senior goalie stays unscathed. Still 1:50 left to go on the power play. 8:24 in the second. As this one's whipped around and out by Barone. Almost a chance for Ferreira. Now it's taken over. Dalio, 2-on-1. Nice pass over to Ferreira. And a great save. Ferreira with the opportunity, but Gabriel McHugh with a terrific save as Ferreira tried to go forehand, backhand. And a good play made by Gabriel McHugh in net for Mount St. Charles. Still 1:33 left to go on the power play, but BB&N will have the offensive zone draw with Williams to take it. He's out there with Robbins. Clay still out there, but now with Crabtree. And now it'll be Robbins to take the draw. Robbins just wins it into the corner and immediately goes and chases it. And now the long pass out. BB&N can't knock it away. Chance hits the crossbar. Balducci hit the crossbar. As this one now comes back to the point. Through and saved by Potter. Figueredo with the chance from the point. And now Ethan Figueredo with the puck again. Works it, leaves it. One-timer, and Potter is square to it. And it is cleared, but not out. Numbers for Mount St. Charles as they walk in. It's blocked. Rebound skitters through the crease. Still 44 seconds left to go on the power play here. And a couple of really good chances for Mount St. Charles. They come back to the point. BB&N would love to get this tied up for a change. And now Robbins can't clear it all the way down. But now Crabtree will hold it to Clay. And Clay does not waste any time getting it all the way down. But it's chased by Ferreira. He's upended. Ferreira, though, still battles for it. Dalio. And now finally is taken over. And now a chance for Carrera. Gets around, but Barone, good job getting back. Penalty is over. Teams are back to 5-a-side. BB&N still getting reset. And now the puck back to the right point, and the shot, that goes wide. That was Finney from the point. Now Romer will get it to Ferreira. Ferreira's got Barone coming. He'll try it and put it across, and he scores! James Ferreira, the senior on senior night, makes it 4-2 BB&N. It'll be Romer on the assist too, as with 6:08 left to go. He didn't get the breakaway to go, but he gets this one to go. 6:08 left in the second. James Ferreira, his 5th of the year. We think that'll be from Romer. And that is the first 2-goal cushion of the game for either team. As BB&N goes up 4-2. Puck is all the way down and sent for icing. So James Ferreira with a pretty finish. And kind of karma for him on senior night after having a chance on the breakaway and not being able to get it to go. We'll talk about all these seniors probably a lot in the third period, but Ferreira, the first thing anybody ever says about Ferreira is one of the hardest working kids on the team, night in and night out. Off the draw, it's back to Clay. Clay gets a shot through, and it is tied up by McHugh. So BB&N starting to feel a little bit of push here with 5:49 left to go in the second. After Mount St. Charles tied it, goals from Hunter Barone and James Ferreira have BB&N up by 2. This one can't get out. Robbins has it in the corner. He'll look out to Hartman. Hartman circles the net, tries to throw it right in front, but can't connect with a BB&N player. And now Rodriguez with it, tries to work on Crabtree, but Crabtree stands him up nicely. And now the puck is behind the net. BB&N will bring it all the way out to center ice. It hops over the stick of Jack Devlin. Bresler will chase Devlin. Nolan Hartman too with the stick. He knocks it off briefly. Devlin to space. Clay will step up to center ice. He'll gain the red line and send it all the way in. Then he'll come over for a change. As Mount St. Charles now starting to get penned in their own zone a little bit. Bresler gets it to Tiger Tang, his shot is knocked aside. Now Robbins, back to the point. The shot comes through. Good tip opportunity, and Nolan Hartman got a stick on it. I don't think that was as hard as Jack Williams wanted it, but it turned out to be a great opportunity. Now Robbins with it in the corner. He circles. Taken off the puck. Bresler tries to chase it into the corner. Williams can't keep it in, and now here's an opportunity. The pass is back, and Potter with a great save on Ollie Haynes as Tiger Tang was back. Now Williams taken down, and they are, I was going to say, without even looking at the ref, I was going to say they have been calling that as a penalty today. And lo and behold, there you go. So BB&N, when you get the legs moving, a lot of good things happen. And BB&N will go back to the power play, up 4-2 with 4:05 left to go in the second period. It'll be Balducci into the box. I believe it'll be a trip. And BB&N will go to work on the power play. Dalio to take the draw. Wins back to the point. Crabtree walks the line. Looks. Now gets one through, and it goes through! Scotty Crabtree continues to add to the senior day parade with one from the point that gets past everybody, and Crabtree with his fourth of the year. It's a power play goal, and BB&N leads 5-2. 3:56 left to go. Power play goal for Crabtree. He walked the blue line. He walked. He looked for his opening, and he finally saw an ability to get one through to the net, and it got all the way through to the back of the net. So 3 unanswered goals for BB&N on senior night, 2 of them by seniors. And now there was a good chance looking for Clay in the slot. And now we got a problem. We got a breakaway for Ferreira. And James Potter with the save. And now we've got lots of activity after the whistle as the frustration beginning to mount. Ferreira was on the breakaway. And we're going to have matching penalties. We are not going to have matching penalties. We're going to have a single penalty. We are going to have matching penalties. Don't believe the announcer. So Reed, sorry, no, that's, is that Rodriguez? Who's in the box? It's Gavin Marcotte. He hit the puck after the whistle, and Clay, well, he took exception to it. So we've got a, you can see, we've got a consultation that requires arms around each other. That's a serious consultation when you got to put your arms around each other. Was put up on the board as 2 apiece with 3:35 left to go in the second, and BB&N leading 5-2 in this one. And I don't see any other, I don't see anything else happening. But in the scrum afterwards, let's not lose sight of the save Potter made on that breakaway. Ferreira was on the breakaway, and Potter just stoned him. Night in and night out, Potter has saved BB&N's behind, never more so than in the Groton game. Their first, BB&N's first ISL win in 42 games, where Potter was outstanding, leading to a 2-1 victory in overtime. And then came back 48 hours later and had his first shutout of his high school career with a 2-0 win over Middlesex. So they missed him on Wednesday, but happy to have him back on Friday. We've still got discussion going on. And so there's going to be a second penalty to Ryan. So BB&N will be shorthanded. Zach Davis will serve the initial one. Not sure whether it was a 5 to Clay. We'll find out at the break. But for right now, we are playing 5-on-4. Mount St. Charles with the advantage. And BB&N all the kill. And here's an opportunity. And a save as Dalio broke in. Now Ferreira takes it away. He gets it in deep. Dalio will chase it. He circles around with it. Mount St. Charles having a tough time getting things started on this power play for them. Carrera breaks it into the line. BB&N now playing with lots of confidence. And there's a pass across. Lots of passing in the slot. And that one, I think Potter wound up knocking that to the corner. This one comes in, goes to the corner, and it is worked just out by BB&N. BB&N really playing with some confidence now, especially on the forecheck. Romer chases Figueredo into the corner. Big hit. Romer can't come up with the puck. And now it'll be worked out. Hit right at the line. BB&N can't get it to clear it out. Kept in. Balducci with it, gets it in front. And there's a chance and a save by Potter. Haynes came over, I believe, in the face-off circle. And I believe that was don't know who that was. Might have been Balducci on the shot, but Potter was square to it. 44 seconds left on the penalty. 2:19 left to go in the second period. Ferreira to take the draw. And BB&N can't work it out. Over to the left point, Devlin. Back up top, Reed. Reed gets it through for the tip attempt. Potter was there with the pad. Now walking in off the half boards, trying to come right out in front. Robbins will take it and flip it all the way out, looking for Barone. Barone with some speed on Cameron Reed. They push each other to the corner. And now the chance can't connect. Romer able to take it into the zone by himself. A little soccer style. Ties it up in the corner. And now this one is cleared all the way down. Penalty is over. Tiger Tang is back for it. He'll clear it around and out. We're back to 5-on-5. Ryan Clay, I believe, is serving a second minor. But now the teams are 5-on-5. As Crabtree will bring it out. Comes through the middle. Nice pass looking for Dalio, but couldn't connect. Now quickly the other way. Possible 3-on-1. Chance is laid back, but great play by Walker to get back on Jack Devlin. Superb back check by Walker to foil that one. Comes back out to the point. Crabtrees were into the last 35 seconds of the period. Now Bear Tang with it. He'll come all the way across. Can't connect with Walker, though. They'll fire it back in, and now it's taken by Balducci. Balducci, his shot is blocked by Crabtree. Huge hit in the corner. And now the puck trickles in on Potter, and he's able to stop it for the whistle. Hits all over the place. Romer laid a huge one. And the penalties for both teams are over. Ryan Clay back on the ice for BB&N. 15 seconds left to go in the period. And BB&N hoping to defend the net in front of James Potter and take a 3-goal lead into the second intermission. Draw goes to the corner. Clay whips it around, looking for Williams and Robbins. Now Williams is just going to hold it. They're going to jam. It's going to come out. It's going to come in on Potter. He's going to make the save, and that is going to be the end of the period. So Mount St. Charles with the early goal to tie things up, and then it was all BB&N from there. 3 unanswered goals to take a 5-2 lead on senior night as we go to the second intermission. We will rejoin you for third period action after the second intermission. We are back and ready for third period action as the intermission clock runs down on the end of the second intermission and the teams retake the ice. Once again, it's senior day here at BB&N for the boys hockey team. They celebrated their senior manager and their 6 senior players. Jack Comas was the manager honored before the game, and the 6 players honored before the game. We'll do them in alphabetical order like we did them before the game. Ryan Clay, defenseman, 2-year captain from Marblehead. Scott Crabtree, defenseman from Saugus. James Ferreira, captain from Wakefield, forward. James Potter, who's been outstanding in goal today. Goalie from Arlington, team MVP last season. Alex Robbins from Burlington, forward, captain. And Ben Romer from Rockland, forward, and a captain of this team. And a lot of those names out on the ice. Well, actually really just Clay and Crabtree on D as we get ready to start the third period. BB&N trying to maintain the 3-goal lead as we get ready for third period action. Figueredo will take the draw. He wins it. And Mount St. Charles has possession to start the third. Puck comes up through center ice. Doesn't connect. Hits a stick. Goes to the corner. Clay will play it around, but it can't get out. It comes back to the point. Shot comes through. Tip attempt from Haynes. Goes to the corner. And we've got player going down behind the play. That was Figueredo. He locked skates. He locked skates with someone, and now we've got a puck out of play. I think it actually hit one of the spectators. That's gonna sting. Hopefully everybody okay down there. Hartman gives it away. Romer takes advantage of a little bump in the ice and gets it all the way down. Walker chases it. Comes around to Reed. And Mount St. Charles will bring it out. This is Quinn. Can't get it through. And now Tiger Tang will step out. The play there is just played out of the zone, but Tang took it back into his own end, and now it'll come across. Dalio able to sweep it over. Romer back in the slot. The shot and the save by McHugh. Liam Walker with a shot up. A nice pass from Ben Romer. He saw the trailer and hit Walker. Walker with a good opportunity, but Gabriel McHugh able to hang on for the stoppage. This one's worked out. Clay able to stop it at the point. He'll get it down into the corner. Ferreira will chase it. Mount St. Charles will come all the way around to the other side. Reed works it out to center ice, but Clay able to play it in his own zone. Plays it softly. And now Nolan Hartman able to work it back in. Clay took a shot afterwards from Tober. Now Carrera brings it out through center ice, falls, no arms up. We play on. And Clay will take it behind his own net. He'll play it over to Crabtree. Crabtree comes up to Robbins. Robbins plays it out to center ice, just bobbling enough that Williams couldn't trap it. BB&N changing behind. So that allows Paloff to gain the zone. He'll put it in. Pad save. That was going far post. And Potter managed to make the save. Now a good poke ahead by Tiger Tang, but it's taken over in the zone. Crabtree, though, plays it dangerously, but turned out smartly behind him. Tiger Tang will try and sauce it into his twin brother, but Bear just can't get it before it gets to the goalie, and that is Alex Tarvez in goal for Mount St. Charles. I assume that change was made at the beginning of the period. Alex Tarvez in goal for Mount St. Charles here in the third period. Off the draw, back to the point. Tiger Tang keeps it in, gets it down. Jack Williams just couldn't corral it off his foot. Behind the net and comes right back out in front. Tiger keeps it in. That one is gloved. Graham Finney looked like he had a chance to play it, but he was kind of screening Tarvis a little bit. And Tarvis able to make the glove save and hang on. Good crowd here in the NAC today for Senior Day. They know how hard these guys have worked for the last couple of years. They come out on a Friday night to celebrate their teammates and form mates and classmates. Now it's worked out by Mount St. Charles, but they have to stop. Now the entry, dumped in deep by LeCaire. Romer has it taken away. Behind the net, this is Rodriguez. Looks back to the left point, comes in towards the net. Can't connect, goes into the corner. Mount with it, shot, and quick with the glove is Potter. And we've got more stuff in front of the net, and immediately there was no hesitation by the refs. Nico Montano Rodriguez went right to the box as he got a stick in on Potter afterwards. And you can say what you want. These whistles have been consistent. They have been quick, but they have been consistent. And you can understand the frustration from Mount's point. BB&N's been there a lot over the last 3 years, but you can't do that. And the bar is set. You know that's going to get called today. So whatever it is, it's a shot by Jack Williams off the draw, and BB&N on the power play with 14:28 left to go in the third. And they try and work it back to the point, but Crabtree wasn't there. And he'll have to chase it all the way down in his own zone. Pressure from Balducci, but now BB&N can't work it out. He'll come back, be trapped nicely by Barone. Barone will take it into the zone. Barone trying to get around, leaves it back out in the slot. BB&N can't get anything on it. It comes back to the left point. Now it's back to Romer. Romer with the shot. That got tipped up and over the net. Just kept in by Barone. He'll swing it down behind the net for Dalio. Dalio comes in front. Couple of opportunities, and this one is knocked away to center ice, and Ferreira will regain control of it and dump it all the way down in on Potter. BB&N will change the power play unit, and Crabtree will bring it out and leave it for Barone. Barone will start out, and he'll play it off to Robbins. Alex Robbins with a head of steam. Robbins gains the zone, gets it into the corner. Clay picks it up. Clay behind the net. He looks. He'll play it back to the point to Ferreira. Ferreira with a shot. That's blocked. Walker trying to play it back to Ferreira at the point. Clay comes in to help. Clay comes out with it, gets it back to Ferreira. Ferreira with the shot through a tip opportunity that goes wide. Now it comes back to Robbins at the right point. He gets one through. 13 seconds left on the power play. Ferreira with it again. Ferreira. Now Walker. Walker steps right in, tries short side, and the save made by Tarvez. 5 seconds left on the power play. Been a good power play, both units for BB&N, and now they'll move back to a traditional configuration with Ryan Clay stepping out of the front of the net. He'll go back to his normal D spot. be aware of Figueredo getting out of the box. But now it's right out in front, and a chance for Nolan Hartman. Save made by Tarvis. Teams are back at full strength. Hartman with it. He'll play it back to the point. Clay with the shot that just goes wide. Comes all the way back out to Tiger Tang. Tang back in the corner. They try and just flip it out. Ferreira tries to flip it out in front. Now still battling for it. And now Mount St. Charles with the rush. 3-on-2 for the Mounties. They turn, they shoot. Potter saves. Rebound comes out. Can't be controlled. Now they got another chance in the slot, and Potter is right there. And afterwards, a high hit on Clay. And Clay, Clay turns the Mount St. Charles. It was Rodriguez. Clay turned him around and pushed him to the boards and said, "You don't want to do that." As temper starting to rise a little bit, Mount St. Charles getting a little bit frustrated. They have had a good season so far, but as the third period goes on, they are still trailing by 3, 5-2 to BB&N. Barone wins the draw back into the corner. It's worked around, and now Beartang will get it out. It is batted down, but Williams trying to control it, but Marcotte was able to be there first. They whip it all the way around, and it's stolen. Barone is tripped. No call. And now he comes back in the middle. That one is way offside. And the whistle blows. 11:36 left to go in the third. BB&N has to maintain their cool, and they have to keep playing their game. Not let Mount St. Charles take them out of it. Definitely a talented offensive team, as Marcotte takes the face-off and Mount gets it in. Tucker Hartman is back for it. He'll leave it behind for Crabtree. Crabtree will play it all the way around the corner. It's left there nicely for Romer. Romer gets the zone, looks, takes it behind the net, tries to cut right out in front, and the save made by Tarvis. Romer looking to add to the senior night goal scoring total. As already on the night, senior goals for BB&N from Ryan Clay, James Ferreira, and Scott Crabtree. Face off to the right of Tarvis. Jam right at the face-off circle, but now it's taken out by Balducci. Balducci can't go around, but now he gets the puck back. They try and get it down to Oliver Haynes. Comes back out now. Robbins with speed. Robbins has Ferreira. Robbins waits and just tries to get it across. Good defensive play. Robbins had to wait so long, he didn't have much of a play to make. Kept in at the point by Tiger Tang. This one comes all the way down in front, and the long stretch pass worked over, and taking the body is Max Carvalho, but there's a chance. Positional save made by Potter. Now Williams will put it back into a mass of players. Still a jam among the corner. Rodriguez with it. Williams hits him. Trying to get it. Mount is trying to get it out in front, but now Robbins will take it, and he'll just calmly play it out. Ferreira able to get it out, takes a hit for his trouble, and we're going to have a penalty not on the hit on Ferreira. It is going to be on the hit on Ferreira. It's interference, and it's going to be another power play for BB&N. And it's funny, we've seen this a couple of times this year. This is the BB&N playbook from years past. you know, and it's a little hard to see the other team going through a lot of this, as it'll be Aiden Quinn to the box. They put 10 up, but I think it's going to be 7 serving the interference penalty, and it'll be the top power play unit for BB&N out with just under 10 minutes left to go. 9:59 on the clock. Jack Dalio to take the draw, and they win it back to the point. Crabtree, Romer, back to Crabtree. Crabtree able to get it to Barone. Barone can't get it through. Dalio's able to pick it up behind the net, though. Williams falls, or was pushed. One of the two. Crabtree comes all the way across to Romer. Romer in the slot. There's a rebound and a great save. I think Tarba's got a piece of that, as Barone had a great opportunity, and now they're going to be able to clear it out, but not out, as Romer will pick it up. He'll take it back in as BB&N clears. Romer in the right wing corner. He'll come back to Crabtree at the right point. Crabtree gets one through. That was high, but just over the crossbar. I think Crabtree was hoping for a tip there, as this one gets knocked back out to center ice. 1:03 left to go on the power play for BB&N. Crabtree circles. He'll leave it behind for Romer. Ben Romer with speed. Now gains the zone. Brings it in. He'll work it all the way around. Barone waiting for it when it gets there. Now he'll play it down to Dalio. Dalio to Walker. Walker behind the net. Comes out. Romer with the shot, and that's deflected up and out of play with 38 seconds left to go on the power play. BB&N will take the rest of... They'll put the rest of their second power play unit on. Liam Walker had already come on, but now he'll be joined by the rest of the unit, which is Ferreira, Robbins, Bear Tang, and Ryan Clay. Walker will take the draw. One into the corner. Scooped all the way around, but Ferreira in to get it. Clay comes out. Quick pass to Walker. Walker holds. Walker to Ferreira. Ferreira tries the back door, and Robbins, they get it in. It's Alex Robbins adding to the senior night tally, and it's 6-2 BB&N. Alex Robbins on the back door on the power play. 8:23 left to go in the third. It's a power play goal for BB&N. That's BB&N's third power play goal of the night. I don't know when they've had 3 power play goals in a game. Off the face-off, it's back to Crabtree. Crabtree, this is Abe Krishnan with the puck. Nolan Hartman gets it over. Bear Tang now gets it back to Crabtree. BB&N trying to take advantage of Mount St. Charles over chasing a little bit. Now Bear Tang gets it in the zone. Behind the net. This one comes back out. Krishnan will keep it in. Nice play by Abe Krishnan. And now Bear Tang picks it off the boards. He'll get it down deep. Tommy Bresler forechecking. Bresler comes up with it. Bear Tang with it. Now Tiger with it at the point. He'll just play it down low. Nolan Hartman. Great shift for BB&N after the goal, as it's tied up. That was a terrific shift for BB&N after that goal. So now it is just Ben Romer of the Skaters that we're waiting to score on senior night. All of the 5 other skaters, the 4 other skaters, have scored tonight. I don't think Potter's getting a goal tonight. You never know. 6-2 BB&N, 7:26 left to go. This one comes back in on Tarvis, and he's able to hold on to it for the face-off. Ethan Kane out on left wing now for BB&N. He's able to sweep the puck into the corner. Driscoll battles for it. This one comes out across to center ice. Now St. Charles will pick it up and dish it in the corner. Clay will chase. Back to the point, kept in by Finney. Now this one's taken by Tiger Tang. Romer. Just misses with the backhand. He saw where he saw what he was trying to do with it. Now there's a blast from Ethan Kane. That would have been something for his first goal. Clay can't quite nudge the puck out of the zone. And there's a big hit, and that's going to be trouble. As that was a big hit from Figueiredo. That may be it for him for the game. Whether he's going to take Romer with him, I don't know. So that is almost certainly the end of the night for Figueiredo. The big hit behind the play. Who was the hit on? Did not see who the hit was on in that corner. They're also sending Romer. So there will not be an opportunity for Romer to score on senior night. I didn't see who the recipient of the hit was for BB&N in the corner, but it was a clear board. Probably 5 minutes in and of itself. And then Figueiredo and Romer got tangled up. Ref's trying to sort it out with 6:32 left to go. It's clearly an initial penalty to Figueiredo. Whether it's 2, 4, 5, don't know. And then don't know what the situation for he and Romer are going to be. Ed's moving over to negotiate. Give him whatever penalty you want, but let him play on Wednesday. Right. Who was the initial hit on? Yeah. Yeah. We're a ways away from sorting this out. But in the meantime, we'll recap the BB&N scoring for you. In the first period, it was Bear Tang starting things off for BB&N. A nice pass from Hunter Barone. Mount St. Charles tied it up in the first. Carter Balducci shorthanded for the Mounties. Then Ryan Clay with the fourth goal of his season on the power play, tapped in a rebound with just 1:43 left to go in the first. That gave BB&N a 2-1 lead heading to the second period. In the second period, Mount St. Charles tied it up just less than 2 minutes into the second period. Oliver Haynes with the goal, and then 4 straight goals from BB&N since then. Hunter Barone came back about 4 minutes later, shorthanded, and then James Ferreira with a nice finish from Romer, and then 2 power play goals, one at the end of the third, one at the end of the second. Scott Crabtree from the point, and in the third period, the lone goal, Alex Robbins, only his second of the year. He's one of the leaders in the team in scoring but his scoring line on the year is 1-11-12 coming into this game. 1 goal and 11 assists. So now his second goal of the year. And that is where we are with 6:32 left to go. BB&N up by a score of 6-2. And I took a long time reading all those goals, and we still haven't figured out what's going on here yet. We don't have anything to sell, so I can't go to a commercial break. But I will take this opportunity to say this is our last live stream of the year. BB&N has one more home game a week from tomorrow. We will not be live streaming that one. So with 3 games left to go in the season, that's going to be it for our live YouTube streams. We'll say more about that at the conclusion of the game. It's been super fun to do them, and so many thanks to everyone for the kind words, watching and appreciating from afar. Happy to be able to do it for everyone. So we have a single 2-minute minor on the board, the original penalty to Ethan Figueiredo, and everything else apparently just washes itself out. So BB&N will go to the power play. It'll be the second unit to start for the Knights. And James Ferreira will believe he will take the draw. As Clay was in a long conversation with Carter Balducci. As now Clay comes up with it behind the net, off the faceoff, tries to come back to the point. And this one comes all the way back out. Ferreira, nice pass across to Robbins. Robbins takes it behind the net. Now looks, now he'll flip it back to Ferreira. Ferreira gets it to Walker. Walker tries to turn it around. Clay with a couple of chances in front, couldn't get the stick on it to put it home. Now they try to go across the goal mouth. That doesn't work. Walker with it behind. Walker now will come back out to the top. They come across. Quick move. Nice move by Tiger Tang to get it down. Ferreira. Robbins with the shot. It was blocked. Tiger Tang walks right back in. Shoots. This one goes over the net. Walker still with it. 1:03 left to go on the power play. Walker comes across. Clay tries to jam it home, but can't. And Tarv is able to cover it for the whistle. Good attack by the BB&N power play, as they're trying to make this one count. 57 seconds left to go. They'll come back out with the third unit. And off the draw, BB&N takes it, works it out. Cameron Reed gets the zone, shoots in on Potter. Potter will just hang on. They're still giving him every opportunity to put the puck. They really wanted him to keep that play going, and finally he did. Now Crabtree comes out of the pack with it. He'll play it back to Bear Tang. Tang with a nice move to get out of the zone. He gets to the red line, escapes the stick pressure, gets it into the corner. They try and work it back. Crabtree with it, plays it over. Max Carvalho with the shot, the save. Tarvis makes the save behind the net, jamming for it. Penalty's almost up. Crabtree just going to put it back into the corner. Driscoll with it behind the net. He can't work it out in front. And now puck played out, back out to center ice. Crabtree will get it, and he'll just fire it in, and BB&N will change. Great stick there by Bear Tang. He works it, and he scores! Bear Tang, his second of the day. with a nifty move and finished 5-hole on Tarvis. Second of the day with 4:12 left to go, and it is 7-2 BB&N. Tang was on the forecheck. That's almost certainly Bear Tang unassisted. There's nobody around him. Everybody else was changing. And for Tang, that's his 5th goal, his 2nd of the day and his 5th goal of the year. Now, BB&N has it, and Ethan Kane able to get it over to Zach Davis. This is Davis with the puck. Davis gets the blue line. He's hung up for a minute by Declan Moran. This one comes all the way around. And Davis with the forecheck. Zach Davis tries to get it in front. He was looking for potentially for Kane and for Nolan Hartman in front. Now Hartman with a stand-up. Tucker Hartman with some good stand-up D. They do get a shot in on Potter. He's able to hang on to it for the whistle. 3:32 left to go as BB&N gets ready to celebrate a happy and successful senior night. And James Potter's gonna get his well-deserved applause as he comes to the bench with 3:32 left to go. It'll be Leighton Lamb, the freshman, coming in for the Knights, and the big applause for James Potter, so well deserved. He played tremendous tonight. Now the puck back out in. There's a chance that gets through. That goes off of Danny Driscoll and out of play. 3:19 left to go in the third. The draw still remains right around the faceoff dot, but now Tucker Hartman able to come out with it. He'll get it to Driscoll. Driscoll tries to go up into the middle, and good quick stick by Max Carvalho gets it right out of the zone. Here come the Mounties again, though. Shot goes wide of Lamb. Another shot, pad save by Lamb, and it's knocked aside by Krishnan, and now comes back out of the zone. Mount St. Charles will try and bring it back in. Carvalho can't get it out. Shot through, pad save. Rebound goes wide. Krishnan will fire it out and all the way down, but that's going to roll in on Tarvis. Not sure if it was going to go on net, but he did play it. As BB&N changes behind it with under 2.5 minutes left to go. As this one is played out, Bear Tang chases it. He's looking for maybe a hat trick on the day. Tucker Hartman with good stand-up play there. Shot comes through, goes wide by Paloff. Long rebound, comes all the way back out to center ice and is handled by Hanault. Into the corner, Kane comes out with it. Kane tries to make a play through to Zach Davis, but still has it in the corner. Now it's worked out, and coming the other way, it'll be Paloff. Tucker Hartman with it. He'll take it behind his own net, play it to Walker. Walker splits the D. Now behind the play, we've got a whistle, and both number 2s are going. And now Tucker's not going to the bench. He's going to the locker room. So Gavin Marcotte to the room, as well as Tucker Hartman. I didn't see, it was well behind the play. And things getting a little testy here in the late going with 98 seconds left to play. Teams will play 4 aside. And on senior night, a big night for the seniors. Points from every one of the skating seniors and goals from 4 of the 5 skaters. 2 goals from Bear Tang, and just a good night all around for the Knights, trying to keep things together here in the last 90 seconds or so. Chance through for Mount St. Charles goes awry, and Crabtree will break it out. Crabtree through center ice. Crabtree looking for his second goal of the day, maybe. Driscoll gets it towards the net, chased back by Mount St. Charles. And now the long outlet pass. This is LeCaire. LeCaire with the shot, saved by Leighton Lamb. Now Robbins with it. 51 seconds left to go. Alex Robbins with a head of speed through center ice. Gains the zone. Gets it toward the net where it's loose. Crabtree stepped up into the play. And now taken by Mount St. Charles with just 37 seconds left to go. 2-on-2 chance. And that's going to be a penalty. That's going to be a hold with 29 seconds left to go. As it'll be Alex Robbins going to the box. So with just 29 seconds left to go, it'll be a 4-on-3. As Mount St. Charles tries to get a late tally. Backdoor tip misses. This one will come all the way out to center ice. 13 seconds left to go. Max Carvalho gives chase. Walker gets it into the corner, sends it all the way down, and that is going to do it. So the seniors lead the way on senior night. And BB&N picks up their 12th win of the season with a 7-2 final over the Mounties of Mount St. Charles. 2 goals from Bear Tang, a goal from Hunter Robbins, and then everything else was the class of 2026. Ryan Clay, James Ferreira, Scott Crabtree, and Alex Robbins with the single tallies for BB&N. So once again, that brings the Knights back to within 1 game of 500 at 12-13. As BB&N with the 7-2 victory over Mount St. Charles. Once again, we want to congratulate and say thank you to the class of 2026 for their efforts contributing to BB&N hockey. First of all, manager Jack Comas, and then the 6 skating seniors, Ryan Clay, Scott Crabtree, James Ferreira, James Potter, Alex Robbins, Ben Romer. They have led this team just so well this year, and the 12 wins, a testament to the leadership and the continuity of everybody on the ice. So as I said, that's going to do it for us for the year. Probably not forever. I would look for maybe some more webcasts in the 2026-27 season. But for right now, it has been a great 3 years. I want to thank Mateo, who disappeared. He ran the camera for us today. That was great. Thanks to everybody for watching, for supporting, for saying nice things. It's been a pleasure to bring you these live streams from the Nicholas Athletic Center. It's been, in some cases, good luck for the boys, and it's really been a blast. I have deeply appreciated it. It's been fun, especially this year. It has been fun to watch these guys, and hopefully you have enjoyed it remotely as well too. So that's going to do it for us for this game and for this season. 3 games left in the BB&N season, and a chance a chance for them to finish at 500. So once again, thank you so much. Your support, much appreciated. I'm going to say goodbye for now. I'm Steve Clay, and I appreciate you watching. Once again, the final score from BB&N. BB&N 7 and Mount St. Charles 2.